This EDM Radio Show, we got with us Paul Sala from the epic Australian duo Denzal Park. What's up, man?
Hey, man. Thanks for having me.
Nice. So a couple months ago, you guys released your latest single, which is Warp 13. Can you tell us how was your production process with that one?
Yeah, that was an interesting one, actually. The other guy I work with, Cam, actually brought out that track. It must have been quite a while ago now. It was something like 2004 under a different name, under the name 16th Element. And so he sort of wanted to revive it for 2013. So we jumped in the studio and, sort of looked at what was around and thought about what we could do to make it a more modern version. And so yeah, we sort of just banged it into shape and here it is.
Nice. So talking about production, since your first stuff on CC's Finally, how do you think Denzal Park, let's say, production process has changed since then?
I suppose it's changed over the years. I first came to it, pretty inexperienced. I hadn't been producing for very long before we did the CC Peniston mix. So I just had, an idea for it and Cam was sort of needed to make it all come together. But over the years, we've changed the way that we work, and now a lot of the time we'll work together in the same studio. Sometimes we'll send things over to each other, but now we can produce stuff pretty quickly, and yeah.
Nice. So how did you get into electronic music, and how did Denzal Park got together?
So Cam was working at a club once where I was bartending, and I had no idea that he was a established producer already. So I sent him I just came up and gave him a CD of some songs that I'd been making that weren't particularly dance floor friendly or anything like that. But whatever he heard in there, he seemed to like it. So the next week we had a jam and started writing down some ideas, and then the CC Peniston track came about. So the rest is history.
You guys are known for having your own unique sound. You listen to the track and it's like, oh, that's Denzal Park. So how did you keep that innovation going?
I think that's important for artists to be sort of recognizable. Some people really do have a certain sound that you just know straight away. I suppose with our stuff, we just try to keep it fairly musical. I know some of our tracks, like Warp, a bit more sort of banging and don't have as much melody in them, but we try to keep it a bit like that. And I think we always just try to have an interesting breakdown. There's a lot of stuff on Beatport, that sounds great when the beats come in, but sometimes the breakdowns are just a little bit the same, and so we try to have something just a little bit different.
Can you give us a little detail into any new stuff, maybe new singles, or even maybe remixes, an EP or an album? Who knows?
Yeah, we've got lots of stuff coming up. We just finished doing a tour at the start of the year that kept us out of the studio for a while. So once we finished, we got cracking on a lot of new stuff. So our next tune is going to be an instrumental track called Supersonic, which should come out sometime next month. So it feels a little bit similar to Warp. And then we've got another one after that, which will probably be the next month or two after, called Oich. And we've also got a couple of vocal singles that we're working on at the moment. One with a Sydney in Australia, called Penny Austin. And she's a really talented singer. She's an amazing musician. So we're working on a track called Animal Heart with her. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that one. That's the main focus for the moment. And we've worked on another track with another Sydney producer called Dave Winnell, who's a really good sort of melodic producer, and he's really coming up quite quickly. And yeah, so we're looking at getting a top line done for the track that we've done with him. So yeah, plenty of things coming up, and we've also got a remix for the UK band called The Foals, which should be coming out sometime in the next couple of months, I think.
Oh, nice. So we can wait to hear those tracks, man. Can you define Denzal Park in 2 words?
In how many words?
In 2 words.
Oh.
Hard one.
Expensive robots.
Expensive robots. Nice.
Yeah, something like that.
Do you guys have, like, let's say, any dream collaboration, someone you have always wanted to work with?
Yeah, well, I suppose anyone who we musically look up to. Obviously, there's so many great artists, especially from Europe. I mean, there's so many great ones in Sweden, that we'd love to work with one day. We do kind of like, working on our own more than collaborating with other artists. But yeah, I mean, anybody would love to have the opportunity to do a track with, an Axwell or a Tiesto or an Ingrosso or something like that. So yeah, that would be a dream, I suppose.
Nice. So which of your upcoming gigs are you guys most excited about?
In about a month, we're heading over to do our first tour of the USA. So I suppose I'd have to say that's what I'm looking forward to the most. So we're going to do a few more weeks touring around in Australia, and then we'll head over. And so it's going to be a little bit of holiday and a little bit of work. So yeah, it should be good fun.
Well, thanks a lot, Paul. It's been a pleasure. Now we got a guest mix, so can you guys present it?
Yeah, cool. Hey, what's up? It's Paul from Denzal Park. This is our mix on EDM